Testing. Hello. I hope this sounds better. I got this headset thingy to try, so I don't know. My husband helped me. So I've been working on this this stuff for quite a while now, so I just wanted to get this out. And I did do a table on legacy, and I wanted to get this out here because there's just something. This is just a lot of stuff going on. So, a detailed timeline of activities of Oh No, and what he's trying to do behind the scenes. Well, everybody talks about his legacy, right? And so I had been looking for this for around a week now. Maybe a week plus, just on and off for a while. And I finally started developing it, so he's dismayed at the way his legacy is being torn down. So this is very significant because this is the table that it came up in. So legacy. I'll go ahead and get started with the table. It's in 2 Kings 13:12, the 2 Kings 18:13, and we skip a 507. So you can see the I in here. I'll go through, rotate letter. In the 39th year, Azariah, king of Judah, began Menahem, the son of Daddy, to reign over Israel and reigned 10 years. So also in this table, there's a lot of stuff that came up with him. And we'll just go through it because it's just a lot. Legacy, and of course it came up different ways. And again, I did the key codes, and there's so many ways to do this numbers here. Lightning, hindrance, pause. Looks like there's a pause right now or something. Fauna, alive, animate, mellow, vivid, raw. There's berry. Beast. And then M-O-L-E-C-H. Evil, malignancy, evil, injustice, wrong, evil, iniquity, evildoer. And then I wanted to see if this was just the United States, and then I put in to see if there's world would come up, and it did a couple different times. World, and then rule. What was really interesting, I did a table before on locusts, or I published that, I'm not sure. But anyway, in Amos, in the Septuagint, it talks about king over the locust. And also this came up, so locust with barge, like a barge for, to put in, vessels and stuff, so like a barge would go down, and I've seen barges before on the Tennessee River, so I don't know if that's like an actual ship, or there's something that has to do with a barge and a locust, so I'll let you think about that here, because it has to do something with water because of what came up later. Wool, dread, panic, awe, fright, terror, horror, funk. Desolate, destroyed, ruined, ruinous, course, elevation, heights, and then just to know, yes, this is definitely him. Here's the shell is right here, okay. Delay, so there is some kind of delay or pause. Lateness, lag. Of course, we know Haman, has come up before. And there's a snare, trap. This is why I think this has to do something with our seas or oceans or our ports, because blue jacket, marine, sailor, seaman, nautical. So I don't know, is there somebody with the barges? Maybe that's something to look at. An enemy, hostile, adversary, foe, enemy. It was really interesting. This year came up, unwinding, outspan, releasing permission. So, I mean, I think it can mean all of that. So, permission, dispensation, release, again, barge, boat. So, there's really something maybe going on with our ports in our areas that's definitely need to be watched. Falsehood, lie, definitely lie. Ancient came up. I did ancients down here. Ancient. I think that's ancient down there. And then there's so much stuff coming up. I believe that's ancient right there. And reconstitute, restrained, return, saboteur, scowl, seat. You know, right now, there's a battle for the seat. I don't know how else to say that. But, this isn't done yet. Slaughterer. And I just want to know, even in the midst of this, okay, of course, Iran, hireling. And you can go and look that up, a hireling, and what that is. And then, of course, I always look, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh is in here. Right here, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. He's in charge. And I don't know what's going to happen with this, but this entity is not done yet. So I wanted to show you that, yes, legacy's coming up. And you can look at in 2 Kings and what different things come up as passages for yourself. So I wanted to at least get that out there. And I wanted to show something that's really interesting about wisdom. Wisdom cries aloud. So are the ways of everyone who gains influence. It takes away the life of its possessors. Wisdom shouts in the street. She lifts her voice in the square. At the head of the noisy street she cries out. At the entrance of the gates in the city she utters her saying. Does not wisdom call and understanding lift her voice? She has sent out her maidens. She calls from the tops of the heights of the city. Pray for the words I tell you. So, I really wanted to at least cry out and use these scriptures talking about wisdom. Now, what I have been doing, something really positive also, this came out today, breaking Israeli news, I think, about this volcano and all the stuff that's going on right now. And I thought it was really interesting, this connection to the red water, red tide, so the red tide algae. And the fish that were in the river died, and the river became foul, and the Egyptians could not drink water from the river, and the blood was throughout all the land. So red means like water, like you can do mem means water. So I'm thinking that the biblical plague has to do with these red tides. And this is what's going on in our Pacific Northwest right now. So these red tide algae blooms, these actually kill fish that can't get water or the nourishment they need or the oxygen. So I'm thinking that this has to do with the plagues of Egypt. So I just wanted to kind of get that thought out there. It's like, seems like really interesting things going on with that. Now, this is what I've been doing. This is something fun. So I got this. My mom got this for me. Last week, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Pursue truth. That's what I've been doing. Pursuing truth. Now, I wanted to tell you what I was doing because I did a practice run of making my own barley loaves, and it kind of turned out differently. So I ended up getting this wine kit, and you can look on my last video in the links. And I was, can you really start get yeast from grapes? And you can. Of course, it's not like I have a vineyard, across the street from me. So I had to use wine. So I found Israeli wine from Northern Israel, 2014, and so I used that in order to start the leavening part. So we had like kind of a mock Passover, just to practice and stuff, and seeing if I could get, like, you could Skype family members if you can't get them together, so we could just do something like that together. So I used the wine, and it did. So this was the barley that I went and found, because again, it's not like I live in the country. So I wanted to see if I could if it would work. And so I got it, and I toasted it first, and then ground it up, and it did. It worked. I actually got 2 brown on that picture. And then what I did is on the 10th of the month, I went and I got lambs. Now, Yeshua is our Passover lamb. So I went and I put hets around it. And so this is something really fun. Het. So it's the het. Action pierce. The object is a thicket, ring, or thorn. Definition: the wall around crops or livestock was constructed of thistles or rocks, with thistles laid on top. The thorns prevented intruders from entering. Ancient Hebrew, the pictograph het is a picture of a wall, which also can be a nose ring, and that's what Eleazar gave to Rebekah when he went to find a wife, his bride for Isaac. Round piece of jewelry, usually of metal, that is pierced through the nose or lip. A sharp object that it penetrates the flesh. Hook. And you can go on the hook. It has a lot to do with the video I did a long time ago, so about the hook. So thought that was really awesome. So I did the het around the sheep. So I got the little lambs. So when people that came over, they got a lamb to take home. Yeshua is our Passover lamb. So I just did this for the kids so they could actually visually see it. So here it is, a little palm tree, and then I had the little sheep there. I made sure they were lambs, because sometimes you can't tell the stuffed animals today. And in Matthew 15, it says, verse 24, I am not sent except to the sheep that have strayed from the house of Israel. The ministry of the 12, Matthew 10, but go especially to the sheep that have been lost of the house of Israel. And as you are going, preach and say, the kingdom of heaven is near. Jeremiah 50, verse 6, my people have become lost sheep. Their shepherds have led them astray. Matthew 9, but when Yeshua saw the crowds, he felt pity for them, for they were weary and wandering, like sheep without a shepherd. Ezekiel 34:4, those who are sickly you have not strengthened, the diseased you have not healed, the broken you have not bound up, the scattered you have not brought back, nor have you sought for the lost, but with force and with severity you have dominated them. And that is exactly like what Revelation talks about. You can go make that connection yourself. The Laodiceans and the body of believers that actually dominate, they lord over the people. He's really against that. Ezekiel 34:5. They were scattered for lack of a shepherd, and they became food for every beast of the field, and were scattered. Psalm 119:176. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I do not forget your commandments. And so he is going after the one. He left the 99. So if there's one out there, to know that he wants you to come in his sheepfold so he can protect you. So there's the little sheep, and each member of the head of the family got a sheep. So that was my attempt of the bread, and it is hard as a rock. I have to tell you. It smells great because my dog came out and wanted a piece of it. Sofer. Yes, she was like begging bread. So I wanted to show this video, and again, we're definitely not done yet, and there's a lot of stuff. This is a battle. Again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers And this is something that's looking world rule here. This is what's coming up in this code. And it's late, the lateness of the hour, I can't stress enough. It's in return to him. Practice his feast days. He's calling you to come back home. He's going after the lost sheep of Israel, wanting you to obey his commandments. And you can do this stuff. It is not hard. It is a joy to be part of this and do this. Again, look at he's not keeping you from things. He's protecting you if you come into his circle and dance with him. So